Hello, Clapping Clappers, it's Steven, and it's time to end our story. Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do to you, the English translator badger said. I'm going to force you to eat this 10-ton wall of jello. Now this was very distressing to Dylan and Derek, for they had lunch recently and they were stuffed with the Setonian hospital food, which actually is surprisingly quite good. Dylan whispered to Derek, "We can't do this. We have to do something." "I have an idea," replied Derek. Derek lifted his head and with a loud voice proclaimed, "Squirrel!" Now Derek, who was skillful in the ways of biology, knew that the badgers absolutely love one thing: chasing squirrels. Both translator badgers ran off into the woods, shouting, "Squirrel! Squirrel! Squirrel!" and Chinese word for squirrel. But to Derek's surprise, the French badger was stubborn and would not give in to this ruse. Probably because he was quite angry at them. Yeah, most definitely because he was very angry at them. But Derek, being quite skilled in the ways of biology, knew that badgers absolutely hate one thing: human ashes. Which is quite a coincidence, actually. Luckily, Derek kept some of Dustin's ashes for some reason, and he threw them at the badger. The French badger was stunned for a couple seconds, but then got up to his feet and said, "Bonjour, je m'appelle Dustin, j'aime la cuillère." Unfortunately for Derek and Dylan, they could not understand the badger, for they had lost the two translator badgers. But out of the forest came Dr. Hugo, who was running on his hands. Dr. Hugo explained to the D's that he was once a performer at the Setonian circus, and he did handstands so he could run on his hands. The French badger kept on repeating, "Bonjour, je m'appelle Dustin, j'aime la cuillère." But Dr. Hugo, who was also a French-speaking genius, explained to the D's that the French badger said that his name was Dustin and that he liked squirrels. Dr. Hugo hypothesized that after Derek threw the ashes on the French badger, Dustin's ashes possessed the badger, but he can only speak French. Dustin, the possessed French badger, said, "Oui." Dr. Hugo then explained to the D's that they needed to go back to the Setonian hospital before the Ice Dragon and Superman destroyed it. But Derek said, "I don't think we need to do that." Dr. Hugo replied, "Well, why is that?" "Because they have already found us." The Ice Dragon and the Rubber Duck appeared out of nowhere, and they were ready for a battle of epic proportions. "What are we going to do? We can't fight them without Superman," Dylan said hopelessly. Dr. Hugo then saw the D's Chuck E. Cheese prize guns spray-painted orange that were burnt. "Why don't you use those laser guns?" said Dr. Hugo. "Those aren't laser guns, Doc," Derek said. "Those guns are from Chuck E. Cheese's." "Then those are laser guns," Dr. Hugo said. Hugo then explained that Chuck E. Cheese is actually a nuclear weapons testing facility, and that the toy guns that they sold there were not actually toy guns, but they were powerful nuclear laser guns. "Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get him!" "Est-ce que je peux avoir un?" asked Dustin, the possessed French badger. "He's asking if he can have one of the guns," said Hugo. So the D's gave Dustin, the possessed French badger, one of the high-power laser guns, and they began the battle of epic proportions. Okay, I think they get the idea now. Okay, thank you. The D's, Dustin, the possessed French badger, and Dr. Hugo fought very valiantly with the laser gun collection. But all of a sudden, a manager from Chuck E. Cheese appeared. "You're the ones who bought the 3 guns for 3,000 tickets, right?" "Yeah," replied Derek. "Well, you have to give those back. You see, the set is actually 3,001 tickets, not 3,000. This took the D's and Dustin, the possessed French badger, by surprise. But before they could get a word in, the guns were confiscated by the Chuck E. Cheese manager. The Rubber Duck and the Ice Dragon had the friends pinned down. All hope was lost. Until Superman came out of nowhere, seeking revenge after the last battle. Superman saw that the Rubber Duck and the Ice Dragon were far too much for even the Man of Steel, so he whistled for backup. And then out of nowhere appeared Bruce Willis, Bruce Lee, Billy Mays, Morgan Freeman, the Dalai Lama, Rebecca Black, Rosa Parks, Nicolas Cage, Forrest Gump, The Rock, Jackie Chan, Helen Keller, Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, Oscar the Grouch, George Washington, Vin Diesel, Ronald McDonald, Jim Carrey, Morgan Freeman, Santa Claus, Danny Elfman, The Power Rangers, Megan Fox, Barney the Dinosaur, Selena Gomez, Qui-Gon Jinn, R2-D2, Gandalf the Grey, Cinderella, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Bacon, and Chuck Norris. They all declared war on the Ice Dragon and the Rubber Duck, and the epic battle ensued. Stop! Stop! I need to finish the story, please. Thank you very much. That's better. After the massive carnage, and many car alarms going off, the Ice Dragon and Rubber Duck were incinerated, and there was much rejoicing. But most of it was due to Morgan Freeman's sweet voice, and Chuck Norris's roundhouse kicks. The battle had been won by the 2Ds, Dustin the Possessed French Badger, Dr. Hugo, and the rest of the long list of superheroes who came to their aid. But suddenly, the bank clerk appeared, and told the Ds that the owner of the bank pardoned them for attempting to rob the bank. And there was much rejoicing. Dr. Hugo, who saw the battle was done, went back to Saturn to organize his messy hospital. Superman and the other superheroes went back to saving citizens, winning Academy Awards, and other important stuff that superheroes do. After the battle, Derek, with his saxophone that he helped put the duck asleep, decided not to rob banks, but to make money playing saxophone on the street corners and answering people's biology questions. Dylan decided to sell the ring that the bank clerk said was worth a lot, but he found out that it was only $2 and it was plastic. So he decided to live with Derek on the streets. As for Dustin the Possessed French Badger, he got a job at the local petting zoo, teaching children French. As for the 3D's mothers, they made it out of the duck just before it got incinerated. They now have a great story to tell to the 3D's grandchildren. The end. For now. And the story's done. I'm not sure, we might be doing this again. I think it was a pretty good time. I don't know about you guys. Did you guys like this? Post in the comment section below if you like this and if you want us to do it again or not. Okay, so tomorrow's Monday for Jake. Okay, see you guys later.